Hi, I'm looking for a studio apartment. I can afford the $1,000 a month rent. I can put first and last month's deposit down. I have a good credit score, good background record. I also have never been evicted. Yeah, well, you need to make 3 times the rent every month, so. I mean, I make close to it, but I don't make $3,000 plus every month. Well, looks like you can't be here then.
Sources of income too.
Have landlords lost their minds? My roommate moved out a few months ago, so I currently live in a 2-bed, 2-bath by myself. And the price that I am paying for rent for a 2-bed, 2-bath with 2 parking spaces is the same amount of money I would be paying for a studio in Los Angeles, California. I feel like our whole perspective is warped because I hear people talking about, oh, I found a studio for $2,000, what a good deal. I just can't even process what is happening with rent costs in LA and also around the whole country. How is anybody affording rent? How?
We all know that New York City rent is extremely high, but let me give you some examples of just how ridiculous it is. I've been apartment searching for months, and so I'm checking the listings very often, and sometimes I'll see one and literally just laugh. Let's start with this one, Upper West Side, $2,550, and like, this looks pretty nice. Look at all those windows. But you scroll a little bit further, and oh, this is the entire kitchen. There's a mini fridge. There's no oven. All you have is those 2 little burners. So basically, you're paying nearly $2,600 a month for a glorified dorm room. This next one was interesting because it's in the West Village. Ooh, everyone wants to live there, right? Hot spot, and $2,625. First of all, that is another mini fridge. Goodbye. Second of all, that is the entire living space. There's nothing around the corner. That is it. It is a closet. You know when it's described as cozy, like you're done. Cozy and closet are synonyms. And the price history is even funnier because it keeps going down. They had this at $2,850 at one point. Hello? Okay, last example. Y'all, another doozy. $2,600 in the East Village. Okay, first of all, you can see here, incredibly small. You have to remember, all these photos are probably taken with like a wide lens, so it's half this size in person. Second of all, the sleeping loft. I feel like that just goes without saying. If I'm paying $2,600, I'm not climbing up and down a ladder to get to my bed. And they don't even show you an actual picture of the kitchen. And like, I can guess why, because look at it. It's so tiny. So it's rough out here. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you have to compromise if you want to live in a hot location. But to me, that's a tough sell, but that's a whole other conversation.
And this is why I'm big on telling my son to just stay at home. Go live in a dorm or stay your ass at home with me. Because these are not the same apartments that we had when I was 18. When I was 18, I had a little $400, $500 apartment. Really, the highest apartment, maybe in a nice area, was like $750. Mind you, we was making like $8 an hour, $8.59, $10. I was a manager at a Foot Locker, City Gear, so I probably was making $11, $12 an hour, right? Still, I was making enough to pay my rent, pay my car note. My car note was only like $198. A time to be alive. Insurance, $120. Easily could afford everything. This shit right here is what y'all like to say, diabolical. Weird as fuck. There's no way people are surviving off of $15 an hour. So that's why you need 2 people making $15 an hour. Now you got somebody making 30. Really, you need 4 people because this shit is ridiculous. In order to pay car insurance, Wi-Fi, car payment, rent, food, personal expenses, and then any kind of fucking mistake or error that happens, you got to deal with that shit. If you miss one paycheck, shit fucked up. And I've seen this a million times in an office. Somebody coming there every other day, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you. Only thing I can tell them is pay by the 15th to try to avoid the eviction. If you don't pay by the 15th, you're going under eviction. And after that, it's just a process. They want all their money in full. So it's like we start digging that hole, those fees and late fees, and oh my God, now you have anxiety because you was owing $1,500, now you owe $3,000. You look up again, now you owe $4,500. Now you look up again, that shit say $5,000, that shit say $6,000. At this point, when you come in here telling me you got $600, I'm looking at you like you might as well take that and just move. Go ahead and get you a U-Haul because that ain't even gonna put a dent in your balance. And I'm not in the business of taking your money if it's not gonna really help you. I want you to be able to move because one thing about it, when the sheriff comes, they don't give a fuck. They gonna tell you to get out the way. And honestly, the most slimiest shit I've been seeing is that a lot of people don't even want to warn the people. Of course, it's your business. You need to keep up with what was going on with you by going to court, calling the magistrate to see what's going on. But honestly, it's too fucking cold to not warn people that they getting put out. So, that's just not my mood. That's not how I work. But I have seen people that don't warn them that, hey, the sheriff is coming. And I understand it's a safety precaution. But goddamn, I'm tired of seeing people outside with newborn babies. And some of these people don't even have a vehicle. Like, what are we doing? Like, humanity is doomed. Well, the United States is fucking doomed. Like, I don't know. I'm just getting on here to talk about it because everybody around here with the aesthetic, they going shopping, they buying shit, they living their best life. And that's cute. You got one side of TikTok and Instagram that's lit.
How are we supposed to buy a house when my rent is going up another $195 a month? It has gone up $720 in 4 years for the same place that I live in. $8,640 a year more for the same place I lived in 4 years ago. I'm sorry, property taxes are not going up that much that landlords are charging that much more. We have to stop blaming the economy, the government, the president. It is greedy people taking more profits in. When people tell you, just move somewhere else, why would I move to another state that's cheaper? Why should I have to uproot my family, lose my career, just to afford to live somewhere? You're implying people who live in where I live now don't deserve a fair shot at cost of living. And places with cheaper rent pay lower salaries. That's how this whole thing works for the most part. And my girlfriend's a teacher. Like, if she moves to a state with a cheaper cost of living, she might not even have a pension or her benefits anymore. Instead of telling the middle class to keep, looking somewhere cheaper, why don't you all align together and get people out of control that are doing this to us? You are always closer to being homeless than you are to being rich. Everyone just assumes one day they're going to get rich. And that's why they don't stand up for people just like them in the struggle right now. If not for the raise I got 4 years ago, I would be totally screwed. I don't even want to hand out or help. I just want things to not be so crazy expensive every year. Go buy pizza from where I work. Go buy my merchandise. I don't know. Not a handout, just advertising.
How are we expecting people to rent when they have to pay first and last month's rent plus a security deposit? I have a family member, he's not on this app, and he is trying to get into an apartment complex, big corporate-owned apartment complex here in Tampa. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 800 square feet, $1,600 a month. They have horrible reviews on Google. Not a great part of town, but it's what he can afford right now, and he knows it's a temporary thing. So he asked me if I'd be willing to co-sign on this apartment because this apartment complex is asking for first and last month's rent plus a large security deposit. And I said, no problem. I'd rather you take that money that you would normally have to apply towards the application process to get moved in and instead focus on buying yourself groceries when you get moved in and having the funds to set up your utilities and all the things. And I went ahead and submitted all the documents that they asked of me, which was 3 months worth of bank statements, our 2023 tax return, as well as copies of contracts and payments made from my clients because I'm a 1099 employee, to show them that basically if for some reason he weren't able to pay his rent, it would default to me, and including my social security number, so they'd come after me. No problem. I trust this family member wholeheartedly and have no issue doing that. So I submitted all those documents and they called him today. And yes, they are still asking for first and last month's rent and they are still requesting a security deposit. They lowered it. But let me just set the stage here. $1,600 a month is the rent. I provided them documentation to show that one of my clients, just one client that pays me in a month, would cover over 12 months of his rent. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying this because this is the level of absurdity we have reached. You have someone that's co-signing to ensure that that apartment is paid for, that has proof, documentation, proof of funds to show that just one of my payments from one of my clients in a month that I provided a contract to show would cover his rent for the entire year. And yet that's not good enough to waive a security deposit or still make him pay first and last month's rent. What are we doing? Why are we making Gen Z not be able to have a place to live? This is absurd. I don't understand why somebody needs to be making over $1 million to show that you could waive the security deposit and not make them pay last month's rent. I essentially showed them collectively that my husband and I make, I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's absurd. Because if he doesn't have a co-signer, how do people move into those places then? I don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing to this generation. Then I see a news report that mortgage rates are climbing back up again, 5-month high, 6.85%. I ain't buying in that market unless I can pay cash. So we rent. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that for us. But I'm also 20 years older. Like, and I've already lived, I don't, like, this is stupid at this point. I guess, what is that generation supposed to do if you don't have somebody co-signing for you? How do you expect them to come up with that type of cash for $1,600 a month rent? I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand it.
I don't know what is going on right now, but it's not making sense, okay? People keep building apartments, keep building these sky-rise luxury apartments, etc. Who are you putting in these? The real estate market is dropping. Everyone can't even afford rent. And then, F all that, okay? To get into an apartment, 3 times the rent, 6 times the rent, credit score gotta be 800, da-da-da-da, you don't. Why do you keep building apartments if they're just gonna sit empty? All these apartments are sitting empty because to get into an apartment, because my friend's trying to get into an apartment right now, and it is, you would think she's trying to get into the freaking White House. The Vatican. Like, it is ridiculous trying to get approved for an apartment nowadays. Thank God I have one. Blessed be God. Blessed be the good Lord. Because what is happening? What is happening? Why are y'all charging an astronomically amount of rent? 1. 2, to even get into an apartment. First off, don't y'all need people in there? But then you're going to jump through hoops to get in there? Oh, we need your security deposit. It's going to be $1,000. If you don't get approved, they don't send that back for they can take up to 30 days. But y'all want that right now. And they'll take it out of your account quick. But it takes you like a week, a month to send it back. I just don't get it. It's giving wasted time to me because y'all keep building these apartments and you're not even putting anybody in it because, oh, you don't qualify. So who qualifies? 6 times the rent. The rent is $3,000. Who makes that, bro? Do you even make that? You don't. So why are you trying to look in my friend's face talking about you need to pay 6 times the rent? Baby, you don't make 6 times the rent. I'm confused. Stop building apartments if you're not going to put people in them. I'm done.
It ain't no way that renting an apartment is this expensive now. Like, what's really going on, bro? Like, the market for apartments is crazy. Not even just apartments, like houses, all that. It's like the norm is like $2,500. Like, what's really going on? How do y'all expect people to get through the week? Just like, I don't get it. Like, bro, I feel bad if you ain't working right now or something. Like, it is crazy. Like, and then it be the apartments that don't even be nothing special about it. It ain't them high-rise apartments. It's the simple one bathroom, 2 bedrooms, living room, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, bro, the something gotta shake. A reality check has to come in play. Like, I don't know what's been going on these last couple of years, but I don't like it. Like, bro, you can't even tell nobody, like, yeah, I'm going to move out and I get 18 and get a man. That's damn near throwing them to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, how motherfuckers be like, your parents be like, hey, you got to move out when you get 18. I wish motherfuckers would tell me if I was 18 right now, move out. You got to let me get some time to understand what's going on. Like, these apartments are so expensive. And that ain't even groceries, cleaning products, clothes. Like, to the new generation, life is life. And you remember that teachers always like, yeah, once you graduate, you're going to see how life is. No, life is really life. And I'm telling you, life is real.
Literally this. How is every apartment complex somehow a luxury apartment? I just got my rent increase for this year and it's almost $200. Obviously, I can't afford that and I'm going to have to move. But when I look at the map, there's nothing in the county that I live in and anything in the surrounding areas. And what, you want me to live in buttfuck so then I have to commute 1,000,000 miles? And that's what we're forcing young people to do. So when we say we need to increase the housing stock, we mean it. New Jersey is going to reach build out by 2050. That means no more buildable land. So that means we have to build up. We have to allow more ADUs. And I know some people are freaking out about that. But we have the capacity here in New Jersey. We're literally a little metropolis. They can build 6 stories.
You cannot budget your way out of a bad economy and greed. I just saw a girl on here say her rent is going up from $1,300 to $1,800. Nothing's changing, just a $500 increase because they can do that. And it was so upsetting hearing the anger and frustration in her voice because obviously if she re-signs but can't make those monthly payments, she'll be facing eviction and homelessness. But if she chooses to relocate, that's also very expensive because a lot of places want first month, last month, and security deposit, which is oftentimes equivalent to 1 month's rent, which, by the way, rent these days, you're not finding anything under like $1,500. Then you have to pay for your U-Haul if you want to get movers, if you want to move across state lines to hopefully find something cheaper. Like, all of that adds up for one event, and you're looking at $7,000 or more. Now, who has that just sitting around in the bank these days? I would love to know. Tell me your secrets, please. But it's just scary. Even private landlords are being impacted because their property taxes are going up, so now they have to up the rent on their tenants. And I just want to know, where do we all fit in this system? What is the angle here for us? And I hate to say this, but I feel like there is no angle for us other than to be weeded out. We're not in the big picture. Our well-being, our basic human rights, food, shelter, that kind of stuff, that's not on the agenda of these private corporations who are upping the prices on these complexes, or the government and the economy that claim to care about us so much. We're not on their agenda. So like I said in the beginning, it's just scary because no matter how you try to sit there and go over your budget and review your monthly statements and try to stop spending here and stop spending there, you cannot budget your way out of a shitty economy and greed. I don't know. It's scary, but...
These rent prices are unbelievable, bro. What? We've literally spent weeks upon weeks, days upon days, touring, looking at different places, and they done lost their mind, bro. Like, what have we came to as a society for rent to be $2,000 plus for a 1-bedroom apartment? Like, what are we talking about? And the square footage is under 1,000. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I know why the prices are high, but it's just like, it doesn't make sense, you know, like just a basic cost of living, like just a place to sleep. You're talking about $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. I mean, I've seen a 2-bedroom go for $3,000. We got to figure something out as a country, as a whole, as a unit, whatever, bro. Like, this doesn't make sense. And they wonder why people are not having kids right now, bro. Like, it's expensive to just feed yourself. It's expensive to just breathe and just to be alive. It's very expensive, bro. But dang, I ain't never seen no prices this high. Like, before COVID, I mean, you can get a 2-bedroom for, you know, a good price, you know, way more affordable than what it is now. So I'm interested to see how things are going to, you know, develop as this new administration get in office.